All right, so Texans. So I hear you're taking the plus 2,700 odds to win the division.
That's right, man. No, that is not right. I think they were. What was their over under for wins on this season? Like 4.5.
Over under last time I checked was 4.5 wins. But you
my
have
life
to
savings
consider
on the under.
You have to consider taking that bet if Deshaun Watson plays. No, you don't.
I just don't think he's playing. Was there? Okay. Deshaun played last year, right? What was their record last year?
I get it.
Were they like 3 wins last year? 4 wins?
Hard to predict, right? It's also a new coaching staff, and it seems like they've brought in an entirely new roster through free agency. Definitely not through the draft. What did they have? 4 draft picks?
They had 5.
I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. 5 draft
They had
picks.
5.
Their first draft pick was a quarterback, oddly enough.
Sure was.
Kind of more chaos into that fire, or more fuel into that fire. Davis Mills out of Stanford, third round. If they had a first and second pick, that wouldn't be a terrible pick.
So bad, right?
That would be so bad. But now they're throwing a guy. They're throwing a guy. You know, their first pick, 67th overall. They didn't have another until later in the third, 89th overall. But you know, they did bring in Tyrod Taylor, who once again finds them in kind of a bad situation, time and time again. Not really much to talk about. I mean, look, for me, the only draft pick that I give him credit for is Brevin Jordan. I think he's a guy who could stabilize that tight end position. In free agency, I like Andre Roberts as a punt returner.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's probably their best move in free agency.
Yeah. Chris Conley sometimes shined in Jacksonville. Just a bunch of fringe starters they brought in. Do you think David Johnson returns to his true form, which is one that usually sucks? Or are you buying the backup tandem in Mark Ingram and Lindsey as a formidable handcuff backfield?
So I don't know about Mark Ingram. I'm a big Lindsey guy. I like what Lindsey could bring. I think he plays hard. And I think there's a good chance that he could lead the Texans in rushing yards this year. I think I would put money on that if I had to.
If I had any.
If I had any money, I'd put it all, not all of it, small portion of it, on Lindsey leading the Texans in rushing yards. I think that's the one part of their team that I actually kind of do like. They brought in Kevin Pierre-Louis. I like Kevin Pierre-Louis. He's a former football teamer. So I appreciated that. Brevin Jordan was a good pick at the 5th round. I was surprised that he fell so far. A lot of people were talking about him being tight end 2. Fell all the way to the 5th round. But there's so much to me wrong with this draft that I didn't even know where to start. First off, Davis Mills, QB out of Stanford. It's not even just bringing something extra, another variable into that quarterback conversation. It's just that this is a no-win situation. Unless Davis Mills lights it up this year, this is a completely wasted pick. And yeah, maybe it wouldn't seem as bad if they had first and second rounders to play with. But with your first pick in this draft, you take Davis Mills. And what's going to happen next year? Like, we know the Texans are in a full rebuild. I think we're anticipating it. They're anticipating it. They're going to be a top 5 pick in next year's draft, right? And what's going to happen then? They're going to take a quarterback. And then what happens to Davis Mills?
Good point.
What was the point of drafting him here? Like, to have a backup for Tyrod Taylor for a year and the next year draft 3rd overall and take whatever quarterback is available there? Like, whatever. If you think you can get your franchise QB and you're a top 5 pick, you're going to take him. It doesn't matter if you have Davis Mills, who might eventually turn into something. But even then, I mean, his his tape didn't light it up. If they had taken Kellen Mond or some people liked what they saw in Kyle Trask, like I kind of see that, but this guy was like I think like the eighth quarterback taken overall. Like you're going to get him to be a backup for Tyrod in case Deshaun doesn't play. I don't think Deshaun is playing. But then not only that, the real problem that I had with their draft was trading up twice. Like you're a team that is starting from the bottom and you're going to trade up for Nico Collins and Garrett Wallow. Like you're trading future assets for Nico Collins, who I like, who can play the outside and kind of, starts to take on a little bit of that Hopkins role. But Garrett Wallow, I wasn't even really sure who he was. I guess that's on me. But now that I've had an opportunity to look him up, this isn't a guy that you trade up for. You're not, if you're in a position that they're in where you need every piece that you can get, I'm not trading away future assets for Garrett Wallow and Nico Collins. Like this is a bust year. So I don't know. I don't like anything about this draft. Brevin Jordan, sure, because that was the best player available in the 5th round. That's a good pick. But other than that, I have really nothing good to say about this.
Yeah, I already felt really negative about that Davis Mills pick, and I completely didn't even think about that aspect about having potentially a top 5 or top 3 pick next year, and it probably being for a quarterback. What are you gonna do with that guy? Like, I didn't even think about that. So it really makes it seem that much worse. For me, I know you're going under on that 4.5 wins. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm taking the over. 4.5 is very little. If a team can't win 5 games out of 17 now, like that's pretty crazy. I think their defense can only improve from how bad they were really the last couple years. I like Lovie Smith, a defensive coordinator. I mean, they play the Jags twice. Maybe they could get like halfway to that 4.5. So I'll take the over on that. So we're down to the Colts and the Titans.
The Texans, sorry, real quick. The Texans do not have an easy schedule. I'm looking at their schedule right now.
Yeah.
They play, outside of their division, they play the Bills, the Browns, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Colts. Well, the Colts are in their division. The Seahawks, the Niners, and the Chargers. They don't have an easy road. Maybe they split with the Jaguars. I don't see them beating the Titans or the Colts.
I'm gonna give them that. I'm gonna give them the Panthers. I'll give them an upset over the Titans. I'll give them the Jets, and I'll say they beat the Jaguars once, and an upset over the Chargers in the last week. They'll get 5 wins.
We'll see.
Everyone's tough, man. It's like everyone's team, when I look at their schedule, I'm like, man, everyone's hard.
I'm not scared of the Panthers. Panthers don't scare me. The Raiders don't scare me. Do the Orioles? Are we playing the Orioles? The Orioles are trash.
Is anyone playing the Orioles?
Yeah. I don't know. With this draft, everyone looks a little bit better. Like the gimme games, right, like the Jets and the Dolphins and the Jaguars, like they're not really like gimmies anymore. Doesn't seem like it. We'll see.
Right.